Very happy to reunite with you again. Welcome to the Spot Ride. I am Kizuki. Yes, let's talk about sports. I'm very happy. You just cannot imagine how great I feel right now. Let's talk about Nigerian Premier Football League NPFL Club. Set to meet the newly inaugurated board of the league body on Thursday, August 3. The meeting scheduled for the Chandralia Hotel in Abuja would be the just very first consultative meeting of the club chairman and general manager of the NPFL Club. Now, whilst the agenda for the meeting was not stated in the invitation later signed by the Davison Omi, the Chief of Operating Officer, the board members and club chieftains are likely to hold discussion on the 23-24 season, which is tentatively being set to commence on August 26 or 27. The meeting will also avail the new board the opportunity to share their vision and strategy to build on the momentum gained from the last season with the new chairman. Honorable Benga Legbeleye headed as the interim team. Also, the board under my watch was built on the gains achieved last season, he said, especially now that we have the backing to operate as a properly constituted board, Elegbeleye pledged. Now, the EPFL is returning this season with a live streaming of games which can just be accessed through the mobile device in Nigeria and across the club. The meeting on Thursday will also avail the board the opportunity to welcome the newly promoted side, talk about the club side, namely Sporting Lagos, Kano Pillars, Castina United, and also Heartland Football Club, respectively. Now, next on story, let's get to talk about Super Falcons. I just need to talk about this. Super Falcons head coach Randall Waldrum has insisted that his team is badly ready to face England in the round of 16 of the ongoing 23 Women's World Cup. The encounter is billed by the Lang Park, Brisbane on Monday, July 7th. The three Lionesses booked a date with the Super Falcons after finishing top of the Group D. It will be the first ever meeting between both teams. I cannot wait now. However, in the chat we report, Randall Waldrum stated that the Super Falcons is destined for something special at the 23 FIFA Women's World Cup. And he said, I just feel like they all believe we are destined for something, especially at this World Cup. Waldrum told report, our journey is not over, and we will be very, very prepared for whoever will play next week. It's no longer news that we're going to play against the Lioness of the English side. Now, moving on, Super Falcons midfielder Halimotu Ayinde is delighted with the team progress in the FIFA World Cup so far, despite qualifying for the round of 16 as Group B runners-up. Ayinde insisted that the team best performance is yet to come. The 28-year-old was in action for Super Falcons as they picked up the needed point against the Republic of Ireland to book their place in the knockout phase. God did it. We did it. We are through to the round of 16. Very proud of this team. Surely our best is yet to come, she wrote on her social media handle, talking about Ayinde. Now, the Falcons qualified as Group B runner-up, and we will now face England for a place in the quarter finals of the FIFA Women's World Cup going on Australia and New Zealand, and that's just what it is. Now, former Super Eagles goalkeeper Dosu Joseph says he's confident the Super Falcons can eliminate England in the round of 16 on the ongoing 23 Women's World Cup. Recall that Nigeria finished runners-up in the Group B with 5 points after a goalless draw with Republic of Ireland on Monday. A day after, the Lionesses trounced China 1-6 to confirm the matchup with coach Randall Waldrum's girls. So just wait to see what happens. Now, reacting to the Titanic clash, the Atlanta Olympic gold medalist in the chart, where reports said that the Super Falcons will pull out one of the greatest upsets of the competition against England. Me personally, I can't wait to see that happen. He said this is a mouth-watering clash and a big test for the Super Falcons 23 Women's World Cup. I know some football pundits will tip England as favorite to overcome Nigeria, but this is the type of game that will spur the Super Falcons players up and give them the extra push to defeat the Lionesses of England. And that's from Dosu Joseph. Now, still on the FIFA Women's World Cup, talk about the Super Falcons. Freestyle Chebi is proud of the Super Falcons' exploit at the ongoing FIFA Women's World Cup. Super Falcons showed a massive progression by qualifying for the FIFA World Cup round of 16 after a win and 2 draws from 3 group games. Although not convincing against the Irish on Monday, the team managed to get the job done, earning the point that sealed their place in the round of 16. Now, Uchebi, however, won against complacency, insisting that they must step up their performances. She said, well done team, can be more, proud of us. It's time to step up and focus on the next task ahead of us, she said after a goalless draw against Republic of Ireland. Now, Randall Waldrum's team finished their Group B campaign with 5 points, 1 point from just behind Australia, who trashed Canada 4-0 in the last game. Now, Nigeria's impressive campaign started with a goalless draw in their first game against Olympic champions Canada. The Super Falcons then followed it up with a 3-2 comeback win over co-host Australia before finishing the job with the Republic of Ireland, and it got to be a draw, and that's just what it is. But, before we go away from that phase, before I leave the shout of the Falcons to the ladies, it's just a well-anticipated game. I personally cannot wait to see what comes to play. I personally can't wait to see what Ronaldo Waldron will be doing. I can't say less of this team, but don't forget, just the way it goes, just the way it unfolds. At the stage of the round, the first stage, we know 30,000 US dollar go to every participant in that very tournament, and also the more you go, the higher it gets to be. 60,000, pounds, $60,000. Sorry, I beg your pardon, is what these ladies will be getting just for themselves after going out there, coming up runners-up, and moving on to play against the English side. Now, that's a lady who I want to talk about. We should be very wary of this lady. She's a very top-notch lady. I'm not surprised to see many big players in the world of football coming out to say she's a top-notch. Now, Rhys James, the brother of Lauren James, said, "My sister is technically better than many, just so many Premier League players." And also, not long yesterday, Michy Batshuayi, the Belgian international, tweeted on his handle via social media. That's Twitter. He said, she's got more, she's got more technique, she's got more strength than I can ever have, and that's for Lauren James. Let's talk about this lady who, Lauren James had a hand in all but one England goal as the Lionesses secured top spot in the Women's World Cup Group D with a 6-1 win over China to set up a last 16 meeting with Nigeria, despite that being more defensive reinforcement on the pitch to mitigate Welsh absence. England produced their most free-flowing and free-scoring performances at the tournament so far, with James at the heart. She provided both balls from the opening goal from Alessia Russo 4 and Lauren Hem 26 before scoring another stunning effort herself for the one to see the Lionesses close into a 3-0 first half lead, and this could be have been 4 before the break, but James' second equally as the impressive strike was ruled out by the VAR for offside against Lucy Bronze. Now, following Alessia Russo opener, England are now the first side of FIFA Women's World Cup history to score at least once in 16 consecutive matches. England did score 1 goal after James was taken off, with Rachel Daly 84 netting her first goal in the tournament and also completing an impressive route for the Lionesses, who could be hitting form at the right time heading into the knockout rounds to play Nigeria. Now, they will now face Nigeria in the last 16 on Monday, with kickoff time stated to be 8:30 a.m. in Brisbane. Now, meanwhile, China have failed to make 8 out of the group stage for the first time at the Women's World Cup, and that's not good to say. I understand how the Chinese will feel about that story. Now, it takes me to say, what do we do? Who is our strategy? What do we want to get for ourselves? Are we going to be holding on Lauren James? You heard me talk about many of the ladies in the team, not just about this lady, but she's a top-notch lady. Does she have the technical ability? She have the power, she have the pace, she's very strong. She just knows about the game. She's a very, very pacey player. I think the technique part where the brother talked about is also amazing. And we should be very wary of this. But no disrespect to the Super Falcons. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to give a hype to this lady, but you just can't take away anything from the best. You know that, right? So let's talk about the Falcons. We know we need to get to put this lady on hold. Maybe Allende, possibly. I understand she's the engine room of that team. Allende as well, pair with Uchebi in the midfield. We have to know that, yes, we need to make sure we stop every move from Lauren James. And also, I think Tony Payne, who for me supposed to be the schema of the side, played for Sevilla, born in Alabama, is also a wonderful player. So I just don't want to keep talking more about this Falcon side, because I respect what they do. You want to go from the right side, talk about Alozie Mitchell, who plays for Houston Dash, very amazing player. She has overlapping ability. She wants to be out there. She wants to get to the midfield. She wants to make every move. I think her moving up front against Republic of Ireland showed class, and it really stopped McCabe's advancement. Now, taking the other way, the left fullback, her name is Plumpton, plays for Leicester City, the white lady, talk about the half-cast. A wonderful player. I love the way they play. Oshola also, for me, looks very unfit. Maybe she needs to get herself back again. But Uche Nakano, amazing player. Rashida Jibade looks for the ball, but she gets it right. So let's wait to know what comes up next for the Super Falcons. But I wish them the very best. Trust me. My name is Kizzy K. Proud of my skin color. I'm a black and I'm a Nigerian. Super Falcons anytime, any day. Moving up, let's talk about tennis right now. Carlos Alcaraz, the 20-year-old Spanish tennis player, has surprised the world by choosing to continue living in his parents' modest flat above a kebab shop, despite earning £2.35 million from his Wimbledon victory. Alcaraz, the newly crowned world #1 in tennis, defeated Novak Djokovic in a trailing 5-set match at the SW19. The Spaniard, who has an estimated wealth of £18 million, has chosen to remain grounded and reside at the £170,000 apartment in his parents, where he is not traveling He's not traveling for tournament. Despite the creative sponsorship deals with renowned brands, Alcaraz has chosen to remain above a kebab and pizza takeaway spot in his hometown of El Palma. Now near Murcia in southern Spain, in El Palma, a giant mural now adorns the town to honor Alcaraz, who became men's Wimbledon champion since Boris Becker in 1987. His breakthrough in the tennis world came last September when he defeated Casper Ruud in the US Open final, becoming the youngest men's winner at the New York tournament since Pete Sampras back in 1990. Alcaraz now is the first player outside the Big Four, Djokovic, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and also Murray to claim the Wimbledon title since Leighton Fleet back in 2002, and that's just what it is. But let's come to talk about golf. Come with me. It's no longer news. We know what of golf have been. I don't want to use the word stunning messages, but I understand the PGA Tour, the major. Some personalities like big time 15-time major champion Tiger Woods is not happy with what's really going on at the moment. I understand. He doesn't like the major. He doesn't feel it's okay. He doesn't feel like it's cool for the major. But let's get to talk about the detail of that very one. Answering unrest from players, the PGA Tour granted membership veto power over potential changes and active talks with LRV Golf. Tiger Woods joined what now constitutes a 6-player board that will help steer the direction of the tour, which agreed to players' demand that include not making changes in the future without players' director approval. And I'm honored to represent the PGA, the players of the PGA Tour, according to Tiger Woods. This is a critical point for the tour, and the players will do their best to make certain that any changes that are made in the tour operation are in the best interest of all tour stakeholders, including fans, sponsors, and players. Woods said in a statement on Tuesday, the players thank Commissioner Jay Monahan for agreeing to address our concerns, and we look forward to being at the table with him to make the right decisions for the future of the game that we all love. And that's golf, right? He has my confidence moving forward, coming from the legend himself, 15-time major champion Tiger Woods. Now, in a statement, Monahan said on Tuesday, the tour and its membership agreed the following to ensure the tour lives up to its mission as a player, as a player-first organization. Now, Tiger Woods named as the PGA Tour player director amend governing documents to make it clear that no major decision can be made in the future without the prior involvement of approval of the players director. For the players director. Now, players director, also special advisor Colin Neville, will have full transparency into the stage of negotiation contemplated by the framework agreement between the LRV and the PGA Tour, with full access to any document or information he requests. Now, player director by proxy will have the same full transparency and the power to approve or decline to approve any potential changes to the tour as part of framework agreement discussion. And also moving on, Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, and Xander Schauffele were among the most vocal players to cite mounting trust issues between the PGA Tour and its commissioner in the aftermath of the shocking announcement of an agreement to merge with LRV Golf. Now, Jay Monahan was to leave within days of the announcement of framework of the PGA Tour LRV deal. Now, Spieth said Jay Monahan would be returning to trust issues and more. Looks quite lengthy, but that's just what it is. I understand nobody want to say this. Not nobody want to see. Some of the PGA Tour legendaries don't want to see this come to play. Like I love to say all the time, growing up, I've always known about the PGA Tour, and that's just what I used to know. But right now, that's how the back circuit has come to do a turnaround, and maybe, possibly, maybe, just maybe, I don't know, the major might be possible. But it's about the Commissioner, Jay Monahan. What does he say? Is it going to be a yes to see the consistency of this come to play, or is it going to be a no? I mean, that's history to talk about. Now, moving on to the next story now, Netherlands football international player Virgil van Dijk has been confirmed as the new captain of Liverpool. The Reds made this known by announcement on their website. Van Dijk will take on over the full-time occupancy of the armband following the departure of Jordan Henderson from the Reds. Henderson has left for Artifact. Now, in addition, the club announced Trent Alexander-Arnold as deputy of the captaincy, taking over the responsibility from James Milner. Speaking on his new role, Van Dijk told reporters LiverpoolFC.com in Singapore, "It's a really proud day for me, for my wife, for my kids, for my family. It's been a special feeling, and I can't really describe it at this point, but it's something that I'm really proud of. Obviously, I'm a captain of Holland. That was already such a huge honor, a proud moment as well, but also to be the captain of Liverpool. I mean, that feels great for Virgil van Dijk. It's not really going to be a big one, not a big task, because he also the skipper of the Dutch side, the Orange, and now more like I'm going to continue doing what I know how to do well, and I wish him all the very best. I know what it takes to be the captain, the skipper of Liverpool, one of the best clubs in the world anytime, any day. Now, still on the move on the football show, Juventus are reportedly proposing a swap deal with Chelsea, which we'll see Serbian forward Dusan Vlahovic head to Chelsea. Stamford Bridge partners change for Romelu Lukaku after Inter Milan pursuit of Lukaku won. Now, Juventus initially proposed a loan agreement, but Chelsea dismissed the thoughts because they do not want to they don't want a short-term contract for the Belgian forward. Now, the Serie A Giants came back with a double deal and included Vlahovic as part of the attempt to sign Romelu Lukaku. In their search for a new striker, the Blues have expressed interest in 23-year-old Vlahovic and have purportedly spoken with the player's representative. Chelsea manager Mauricio Pochettino remains open to bringing another forward to the squad despite the signing of Nicolas Jackson from Villarreal. Now, in the course of the negotiation, the old lady made it plain that they would need more money from Chelsea just beyond Romelu Lukaku. Now, Vlahovic exchange as well. Chelsea are currently considering their option in parting ways with Lukaku, who is still wanted in Saudi Arabia. But the big striker would rather remain in Europe and go back to Italy. Juventus are his only viable alternative after Inter withdrew from the discussion. Now, according to Lukaku's advisor, the potential to sign Vlahovic, who struck 10 goals in 27 Serie A games last season, may speed up the deal, and they are actively pursuing just an agreement with Juventus. Chelsea are also having a talk with Ajax multi-talented player Mohamed Kudus into consideration while looking for offensive option. Conversation have taken place with the Ghanaian international, who, shown last season when used as a striker, he excelled as a midfielder under former manager Erik ten Hag, and that's just what it is for the football news on the sports show right here on the Voice of the People television. This is the best place you need to be at all times. It's really been a long time talking with you, but I hope to return back on your TV screen. Just keep a date with me, get it locked with me. Don't go anywhere. Let's stay to talk about sports when I return. But for now, bye-bye, stay safe. I'm Kizuki.